The time is 8:45 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Dilini Gunavardhana and read by Tilani Pires. A Gazette notification is issued declaring railway services as an essential service. A national education policy would be introduced in the near future. Investments are called for the development projects worth $45 billion. Plans are underway to recruit 1,000 nurses. Landslide early warnings are issued to 3 divisional secretariat divisions of the Ratnapura district. And on international news, the Red Cross seeks 100 million Swiss francs to support Morocco earthquake victims. And sports news, cricket. Dunith Vellalage and Charit Asalanka wind up India at 213. The President Ranil Wickremesinghe issued a Gazette notification a short while ago declaring railway services as an essential service with immediate effect under the Essential Public Service Act. Meanwhile, the Railway Deputy General Manager M.J. Indipolage says that the engine drivers who do not report to work tomorrow would be considered to have vacated their posts. Accordingly, relevant action would be taken. Railway has been declared an essential service by a Gazette notification issued by the President. The trade unions that are on strike have been informed to report for duty immediately. It is expected to operate trains in the evening and night for the convenience of the passengers. All the night mail trains are scheduled to be run. Accordingly, 4 trains will run in the Kalani Valley line, 12 trains will run in the main railway line, while 6 trains are scheduled to run in the coastal line. The Minister Dr. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa emphasizes the need of a national education policy that would upgrade the quality of the education given. He further noted that the prevailing competitive and exam-based education system does not cater to improve the moral and human values of the society. The minister expressed these views taking part at a media release held at the Presidential Media Centre. He further added that vocational training is a current requirement of the country. The recognition given to the universities should be given to the vocational training institutes as well. Attention should be paid to the primary education system in the island since it has a massive impact on shaping the characters and personality of the future generation. The government is working on establishing an independent commission on higher education. This will monitor the state universities, private universities and vocational universities of the island. The Urban Development Authority has called for investments for the development projects worth $45 billion. 14 development projects are currently underway in Colombo, Nuwara and Ekala. Minister Prasanna Ranatunga has instructed the officials to complete these projects expeditiously. Discussions are going on in initiating another 4 projects with direct foreign investments. Minister Ranatunga highlighted the importance of utilizing the lands in possession of the authority for effective investments. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Next Gen Lifestyle Set Digital Banking Partner People's Bank.
The Minister Keli Rambukwele instructed the officials of the Health Ministry to fill 1,000 vacancies for the post of nurses. Approximately 3,000 vacancies exist for the nurses. The Minister expressed these views at a media conference held at the Ministry today. Other recruitments will also be made expeditiously. The Minister further instructed the officials to provide the training necessary for 825 nursing and paramedic undergraduates. This will fill the existing vacancies in the field, and 1,000 multitask assistants have been recruited into the health sector during the past few months. Actions are also underway to provide the necessary drugs to the hospitals without any shortage. MP Professor Ashu Marasinghe appreciates the appointment of a committee to investigate on the program telecast by Channel 4 on the Easter Sunday attack. A Parliament committee has also been appointed in this regard. The public also can submit their opinions to it. The minister further added that President Ranil Wickremesinghe is the only leader who is capable of overcoming the prevailing crisis. He expressed these views at a media conference held at the Sirikota today. That ends local news for now.
Enjoy seamless shopping. Open LCs, settle bills and transfer funds instantly, anywhere and anytime. With People's Bank Digital Solutions, you're empowered to do more, whenever and wherever you want. Unlock a world of modern banking conveniences with People's Bank, your next generation digital banking partner. People's Bank.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The Cabinet has granted policy approval for the draft bill prepared by the legal draftsman as submitted to the Cabinet by the President in order to establish the National Women's Commission. Earlier, Cabinet approval was granted to establish an independent commission under the title of the National Women's Commission to enable furnishing necessary recommendations to the Parliament in order to mediate in the issues related to providing leadership for women's rights and the activities of equality of gender socialization. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And on Watch Light tonight, the National Building Research Organisation has issued landslide early warnings to 3 divisional secretariat divisions of the Ratnapura district. Accordingly, Haliagoda, Kuruvita and Ratnapura divisional secretariat divisions have been issued first-level alert notices. These pre-landslide warnings will be effective until 4 p.m. tomorrow. That came to you in Watch Light.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
It's the power to live life your way. The power to be a trendsetter. Power to you with digital banking from Commercial Bank. Commercial Bank. Our interest is in you.
Moving on with world news and the headlines first. The Red Cross seeks 100 million Swiss francs to support the Morocco earthquake victims. China says the Delhi Declaration has sent a positive signal. Philippines Nobel laureate Maria Ressa is acquitted. The International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, IFRC, launched an emergency appeal today to raise 100 million Swiss francs to support victims of the earthquake in Morocco. Caroline Holt, Global Director for Operations at IFRC, told reporters in Geneva that they are seeking 100 million Swiss francs to be able to deliver on most pressing needs at this time, including health, water, sanitation, shelter relief items and basic needs. China has praised a joint declaration by G20 leaders in Delhi, saying it has sent a positive signal to the world. China said the statement reflected its views and showed that the G20 was working together to tackle global challenges and promote development. Several other countries, including the UK and the US, have praised the joint statement. Russia too has hailed the declaration as a milestone. But Ukraine, which was not represented at the summit, has expressed its disappointment, saying the declaration was nothing to be proud of. Nobel laureate Maria Ressa has been acquitted in the last of the 5 tax evasion cases filed against her in the Philippines in what is being hailed as a win for press freedom. All these cases were lodged during former President Rodrigo Duterte's term. Ms. Ressa's news website, Rappler, published a report criticizing his bloody war on drugs. She won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2021 for her fearless reporting in the face of growing authoritarianism in the Philippines. Speaking on her victory, she told the BBC that journalism was the antidote to tyranny. Back to the world news headlines. The Red Cross seeks 100 million Swiss francs to support the Morocco earthquake victims. China says the Delhi Declaration has sent a positive signal. Philippines Nobel laureate Maria Ressa is acquitted. That ends world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
This message is for all the kids between the ages of 4 and 16 who love to draw. Commercial Bank's Arunalu Sittam is back once again. This time, the competition is also open to Sri Lankan kids currently living abroad. First, second and third place prizes will be awarded along with special merit and merit certificates. For more information, visit the Commercial Bank website. We have so many prizes to be won.
And on development news, the Minister Nima Siripala de Silva declared open the Inquiry Centre of the Sri Lanka Ports Authority SLPA yesterday, enhancing the capabilities of the Port of Colombo. According to the SLPA, Inquiry Centre has been established with the aim of providing information about the port services in a more expedited and convenient manner for local and foreign customers connected with the Port of Colombo, and to educate and acknowledge the public about the port operations. The centre will be open daily from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m, offering port service information through the hotline 1984. That number once again, hotline number 1984. That came to you in development news. Sports news and its cricket. The clash between India and Sri Lanka in the Super 4 round of the Asia Cup is currently underway at the stadium in the R. Premadasa Stadium, Colombo. India won the toss and opted to bat first. At the end of 39 overs, India had scored 178 runs or 7 wickets when rain interrupted the match. When the match resumed, the Sri Lankan pacers wound up the last wicket and India's innings at 213. Dunith Vellalage did an excellent job getting 5 wickets while Charit Asalanka picked up 4. In reply, Sri Lanka had scored 35 runs for 3 wickets at the end of 9.4 overs short while ago. That was sports news.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The C4 Industries Private Limited, an award-winning mosquito net manufacturer, bagged the Gold Award in the textile, apparel and fashion categories at the Small and Medium Enterprise Development Awards 2022, organized by the Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing. The managing director of the C4 Industries, Chintaka Silva, received the Gold Award at an event held at the Grand Monarch Hotel in Colombo. That came to you in Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC of Sri Lanka, has announced revisions to corporate governance rules applicable to entities listed on the Colombo Stock Exchange with effect from the 1st of October 2023. The SEC, recognizing the need to improve the level of corporate governance among listed companies in the market, initiated a process of amending the rules on corporate governance. These amendments are intended to give clear direction on good board and management practices that will help build investor and stakeholder confidence. That was economic news.
Weather report.
Showers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragama and northwestern provinces and in the Kandy, Nuwara, Galle and Mathura districts. Showers or thundershowers may occur at a few places in the Uva province and in the Batticaloa, Ampara districts during the evening or night. Fairly strong winds, about 40 to 45 kilometers per hour, can be expected at times in the western slopes of the Central Hills, northern, north central and northwestern provinces and in the Trincomalee and Hambantota districts. That was the weather report. And now to this news broadcast, the main points once again. A Gazette notification is issued declaring railway services as an essential service. A national education policy would be introduced in the near future. Investments are called for the development projects worth $45 billion. Plans are underway to recruit 1,000 nurses. Landslide early warnings are issued to the Divisional Secretariat divisions of the Ratnapura district. And on international news, the Red Cross seeks 100 million Swiss francs to support Morocco earthquake victims. And on sports news, cricket, Dunith Vellalage and Charit Asalanka wind up India at 213. That ends this news broadcast, and it's now back to Chandima Virakun as always on Tuesday night. Back to you, Chandima.